Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm having coffee from my new mug. I can't show it to you without spilling it. From Petals and Dream. Thank you. Thank you. And Big Newtons. Big Newtons. Yeah. My stream will be just a little jumpy here at first. I haven't got that part resolved. I'm not sure what's causing that. I'm going to put my coffee out of the way. Good morning, Dorinda. Welcome, ladies. This is Mary at the.meri.atelier, and today is Wednesday, August the 14th. Oh my, August the 14th already. Oh, look, it looks like I got a feather out here. I got a feather left over from the, I'm going to have to put that back in the package here. Hold on a minute. There we go. So did I get happy mail yesterday or what? Did I get happy mail yesterday? Let's go to my channel here so I can talk to you all better. Let's see. Turn my media off here. Time flies. It sure does. Good morning, Kendra. I'm going to take these earbuds out. I was doing some testing a few minutes ago. Oh, I set them over there. This happy mail that I got yesterday. Oh my goodness. I want to put some of it in my art journal. Oh, if this, well, no, it isn't going to fit. Oh, let's make a page. Let's make a page. Oh, you know, before I do that, though, pages. Hi, Maria. Maria's Miscellany. Good morning. Morning pages. What am I going to write about this morning? Well, did I get out? Let's do, instead of painting this morning, let's put a, well, I could paint the background, couldn't I? And then I have room for a pocket in here. That's what I'm going to do, because she sent me 3 or 4 of these. So let's do this blue again. And I apologize, do I have my camera going? Let me turn my camera settings on so I can get rid of the auto focus. It'll take a minute for that to come up. Yeah. I'm not so sure I like that they grab a hold of all of our camera settings. And my microphone, I'm going to have to reinstall my microphone. I mean, reinstall my Firefox. Firefox is actually being more responsive than Chrome when I come into my live streams, but I don't get any sound. I don't know. It's weird. It's all weird. Yeah, I need a towel. Kendra, have you been up all night again? I still got a kind of a dirty brush from Lisa's stream the other night. I did yellow. Hi, Christy. Good morning. How did I know? Well, because I think you've said before that you've been up all night and that you have trouble sleeping sometimes. And usually when I see you popping in here, I'm thinking she's been up all night again. I don't have to paint the entire page here. I just need to get the, because I'm going to put this paper sack on it. Messing up my writing on the other side probably. Doesn't matter. Maybe 2 to 3 hours a day. I sympathize because there are days that I only sleep 2 or 3 hours a day. And then there are days like yesterday morning where I could not get up at 4 o'clock. I turned over and went back to sleep. Good morning, Ann. Good morning, good morning. Let's go ahead and dry this off a little. Yeah, my Chrome browser where I open up my live stream is not cooperating with me. And I'm even lagging in my own stream here. There we go. I think I'm going to use tape to put this down with. It freezes, and I'm not sure that I'm ready to blame YouTube for that browser freezing. I'm not sure what's going on with it. I'm looking for some tape. Now, what did I do with all my tape? I think I have everything sorted out, and then I don't. There it is. Let's see. Yeah. Let's do the conservative thing again. Yeah, make my tape go fast or further here. You've been like that for years. You don't even sleep when you take a sleeping pill. Huh. I don't take sleeping pills. If I can't sleep, if I can't fall asleep naturally, I just get up and do stuff. Sleeping pills, to me, well, I can understand why people would. I mean, some of that is given to us for our good use, but I don't want to get taking a lot of medicine if I don't have to, unnecessarily. Unnecessarily. Let's see. I think I'm back to normal here. Let's put this down in here. That way. One more up at the top. Or I could make that a double tab if I wanted. I think I will. So, this is my Jumpstart Journal, so named by Mitzi. Wow, I'll bet it's not by choice. Who would do that by choice, Kendra? My brother has to take medicine. He takes his pills every day. I've just been fortunate so far. Hopefully that will continue. But I understand people who need to take medicine. I'm not harping on that. I just don't want to take them if I don't need them. There we go. Woohoo. Do I want to do that? I think I do. So, wow, did I get the happy mail yesterday. You guys, you blessed me so much. I was just so awestruck by the mail I got yesterday. And I don't know what I did with my Rebel. Is he in here? I love this. Rebel. That's for my pick 10s. Or if I want to vent against YouTube or something. Well, rebelling for the sake of rebelling is not a good thing. But rebelling because, like our nation was founded because the colonists didn't want to be taxed without representation. And so they kind of dumped all that tea in the Boston Harbor. Is that how that happened? Oh, dear. And sometimes when I'm doing my pick 10s, I say I rebel because the prompt really isn't fitting what I'm doing on the page. Oh. And I could call for an alternate. Sometimes I say alternate or rebel. And then yesterday afternoon, I went out and mowed. Took a good 3.5 hours to get all that. And did I put that cape? I did. Let's see if I can get this top piece down a little bit further. I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to have to take it off. I just put my baby powder away. Or I would put some baby powder on this. I think that's going to be okay. I didn't want it so far up at the top or it would glue my envelope closed. Let's see. I think I'll move it over just a little. Let's put that right there. Now, yesterday or the other day when I fussy cut this, I thought maybe this was a Warwick vase, but I don't think the vase is Warwick. But I've seen this pretty girl design on Warwick vases before. So this might be very much a standard Victorian design or a decal that they used back in the day. All right, that's all I'm going to do there. I want to put these things in my art journal, not in my morning pages journal. So let's find something to put in there. Let's just make a tag here real quick. Paper tag. Just because. My scissors. Now I should really fold this way and try to do that. There we go. paint did I get over here? Just a little. So yesterday I wrote about time. So today I think I'm going to write about gratitude. Gratitude. That's a good word to write about today. And my paint here is, oh, it shouldn't still be wet. I did that yesterday. Did I spell that right? Gratitude. I never know these days. Get those release papers put away. Gratitude. Today is Wednesday. August the 14th. Wow, August the 14th. Mary, I take it. Let's see, I got that. Okay, finally on. Christy said, what a test just to watch a stream. Are you having computer issues, Christy? Thank you for thank you for getting up. I read your comment the other morning that you said you get up at 3:30 to watch my stream. Thank you for doing that. That just touches my heart. That touches my heart. Let's have some coffee. And Lynn usually listens to me when she's driving to work. That touches my heart. All right. I'm just going to put it touches my heart. And I'm going to draw a heart. And I should say it. I'll say there are many things that touch my heart. Yesterday, I was, let's see. I don't want overwhelmed, I have to say humbled and blessed by the Happy Mail. Packages sent to me. There's a fly here. He's after my coffee. I guess I'll hold on to it. Here, let me put a, no, that's not quite big enough. Is this big enough? No, it'll fall in. That fly is interrupting my thoughts here. Here. There. So many items sent to me to art with. And then I'm just going to put a big thank you. Thank you to all those who have given me Happy Mail. I think he should have sent me. I'm kind of editing as I go, Happy Mail. It's just a way for me to say thank you again. And I want these pages here, what I say here, to kind of mirror what's going on in my life at the time. And it doesn't have to be, you know, a lot. I just saying thank you. Meri at the Meri Atelier. There we go. Now on here, let's see. Let's take this label. Can I get it off? I think I can. Where's my... No, I really want it here. There. It never tears where I want it to. Still going to be a little bit too wide, I think. I'm going to have to put it this way. I'll put it like that. But I'll put some more on here. Let's see. I got some fussy cuts. What I was... I don't know if I have any that will apply here. Live life in full color. I'm just looking for something else I can put on that label. What we love. Bakery. I was going to put these in my colonial journal. I guess those are what I pulled. I have things that were, I could put, I have this Disney postcard, or this, but I don't know if I want to use that. I don't know if I want to glue that down. I want to use that for something else. I'd just rather put something like this on it. this here. What happened to my color? Oh, I'm just playing. I just want a little paper tag to put in that envelope. Something like that. What we love. I'll put that on the back. Alrighty. I'm going to do that with my glue stick. And I got a catalog yesterday from this Jenny's. And I don't need any of this because my brother has his house all populated with these things. So I don't need color again here. So I'm going to use this as a glue catalog, glue magazine. Hi, Susan. Hi, Ruth. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Good morning. I wanted to get this on. Let's cut this a little. Where's my scissors again? I don't need all of this. I'll be done in a minute here. I just wanted to make a little piece to put in this bag here. Let's mark on it. Ah. Just a Jumpstart Journal. A Jumpstart Journal. Just get yourself started arting in the morning. Am I keeping that fly off my coffee? He's going to get swatted one of these mornings. He's going to get swatted. There we go. Live life. There. So gratitude, Wednesday, August the 14th. It touches my heart. I should put a, yeah, we're not done yet. Let's put a pink heart. Let's challenge Mary's aversion to pink here and put a pink heart. I don't have an aversion to pink, do I? I just don't like to use it all the time. Pink is a pretty color, really. It's a girly girl color. Alrighty. Gratitude. It touches my heart. There are many. There are many what, Mary? Sometimes my head is thinking it and my hand doesn't write it. There are many things. There are many things that touch my heart. Yesterday, I was humbled and blessed by the happy mail sent to me. So many items sent to me to art with. Thank you to all those who have sent me happy mail. Meri at the.meri.atelier. Let's draw a heart around this. There. Sort of a heart. There we go. That's all. That's my Jumpstart Journal page for today. I really like doing these in the morning. Just get a little jump start. All right. So we'll put that away. Now I want to work in my art journal. Insomnia rears its ugly head everywhere, Susan says. Kendra's here, Susan's here, Ruth is in the house. Good morning, Ruth. Did I say good morning to you? Christy is here. Now that flies on my paint wipe off thing. Okay. Anne is in the house. Kendra, Maria, Christy, Dorinda peeked in. I don't know if she's still here. Let's see. Teresa's crafting room. Good morning, Teresa. Susan said, I drank a whole cup of coffee yesterday to find my hairband rubber thing at the bottom. I thought I was lung it on my light stand. Oh, my goodness. Well, I've been wiping off the rim of this cup because that fly was crawling on it. And I go, ew. So I kind of wiped off the rim. And then I put this pencil thing on the top so that he can't crawl on it. Hey, Ruth, I'm the only one here in here. I was still kind of grossed out. I was mowing yesterday. I have to watch because we've had so much rain this year. The frogs are plentiful. I wouldn't say we're plagued by them, but some of them, they'll hop in front of the mower and they'll just sit there. And I'm going, I don't want to run over you. I'll kill you. And I said, you bet. And then they hear the motor, then they hop away. And I was mowing and there was this snake in the grass. And I had to wait for him to slither away. I am right here. I am going to put this beautiful card that my happy mail angel sent me. But I don't want to put it in quite yet because I'm going to carve a stamp, an eraser stamp, using this flapper as a, well, I could put it in there. And then she wrote me a note. Let's see, I got a letter and a note. The letter is not right here. It's in the, and then I'm going to save the note from the here that she put on the envelope. So I think I can make a pocket and just kind of slip it in this way, and it will still open up. The card opens up. I just love this. And then I have some Charlie Chaplin, Louis Armstrong. Looks like some, you know, those chorus girls. I can't think of the name right now for those chorus girls. And she looks like a flapper. 1920s. The jazz age. This is wonderful. So, but I think I'm going to hold off. Shoo, fly, get out of here. Oops. And then I got the note from telling how Petals, saying how to pronounce her name, and I butcher it up every time. Meridel Abrams. Well, I like Petals. I like Petals and Dream. So I want to put the notes in here. And I better cash in my $2 ticket from the lottery before the 18th. We're going shopping today, so maybe I'll cash it in today. We have to get groceries. It's grocery time. So, and I think I'm going to keep my Rebel. Let's see. I'm going to write the Rebel on here. Rebel. What do we call this? Iron-on. It's an iron-on. I'm just going to put Rebel label. And I'm going to put 8/19 so I know when I got it. So I want to put my Happy Mail, all these notes in the same place. And I've got this and this I want to put in my journal. These will go in here nice. And maybe tie it there. Ooh, that'll be nice. And put this in like that maybe. But what I want to do is carve. I think I'm going to keep this out. Let's peel these off. Come on. No, I think I'm going to keep this right in this package. And I think I'm going to keep it out. I got so much to keep out. I'm keeping this. Came from Norma Branson Limo. Be the reason somebody smiles today. I love it. I keep that out. So I got 2 things to keep out now. I'm going to have to find good places where I can reach for them. But I'm going to go ahead and let's do some carving. Oh, but before I do that, though, I found a history book that I must have gotten sometime in one of my Goodwill hauls. I probably showed it. But I was looking at the 1920s here. Let's get organized here. You love the Rebel? It would only be better if it were gold. It's sparkle paint. Yeah. Yes, Susan, it would. But I love it the way it is. I love it. I got that 24 karat gold, but I don't know if I want to. I could paint the gold in the background. I could paint this card in the background gold with that 24 karat gold. I wonder, I don't want to waste my gold, but that's an idea. We'll think about it. Oh, okay. I'll try to go slower and talk about what I'm doing while I'm doing it then, Susan. Can Girls. But you know, there was a name. Was it the Ziegfeld Follies? Where all those gals got in there and kicked their legs up this way and kicked their legs up that way, and they did that line dancing. Well, no, what was that? Was that Ziegfeld? Oh, am I? I'm scrolling back here. I think I said good morning to everybody. If I missed saying good morning, say good morning. Rockettes. Yes, the Rockettes. That's what I'm thinking of. Yes, that's correct. The Rockettes. Okay, well, I got to the 20s in here. This is 1919 here. So it starts out, this is a history book, so it's a little bit more, got the politics and the science and that in it, and of course the wars, the political stuff. But it talks about Gandhi's struggle for freedom, valor and betrayal. And then it goes into science and technology. And I was reading some of that. Medicine, vitamin E was discovered between 1922, it has 1922, vitamin E was discovered. Insulin injections for diabetes in Canada. The Otophone, OTO electronic hearing aid in Britain. And then 1928, they had penicillin discovered, British. Iron lung respirator in 1929. And electroencephalograph in Germany. That's interesting to get some of a. I'm tempted to pull this timeline out. I don't know if I want to pull out of this book yet, though. But I like it because it has the communication and agriculture, transportation, medicine, home life. The self-winding wristwatch was patented in Britain in 1923. The spin dryer was introduced in 1924. The electric toaster in 1926. The electric shaver in 1928. So, and let's see. They're talking about science here. Stranger than fact, more amazing than fiction. Science fiction of the 20s wove fact and fantasy into exciting, mind-expanding tales. And then they get into the politics or the history, Mussolini's March on Rome. From glory to infamy. They're talking about Mussolini and Hitler in here. Here, jazz grows up. Talking about the jazz age. And here's Bessie Smith. Translated her own significance into the raw poetic jazz songs that earned her to the label Empress of the Blues. And I love this writing here. Le Jazz Hot. I love this. I love the way that this is done. Like something like, let's see if I can just write it here. I don't know if I can do the capital T. Let's see. Mary I'll bring that there, Atelier, and then bring this around. Well, no, I'd have to go more like that. And then an area like this, only better. And then do that same type of outlining. I'll have to keep that in mind. I love that inspiration of this style and how this is cut out in there. So I might come back to that. I find that very interesting. Let's tear a little. Put a little note in there. Maybe that'll remind me. Maybe not. I'll probably lose it. I can even get it stuck in there. And 1920s until it hit 1929 was really an interesting decade. Now it goes into the arts, but when it talks about the arts in this chapter, it only dwells on writing and music. Scott Fitzgerald's novel, This Side of Paradise, his first novel, tells the story of Amory Blaine, a handsome, wealthy Princetonian struggling to understand himself as a part of the post-war generation. And it talks about Hemingway and Greta Garbo. Here's a bunch of Greta Garbos. And then it talks about art here, but it does not hit the Art Deco. So I find that very interesting. It's all about surrealism. And I've been avoiding the surrealism because it says a radical new generation of artists explores the bizarre, uncharted landscape of the subconscious mind. And I'm not ready to explore my subconscious mind in my art journal. I could probably just document that it was a major movement in the 20s, but this art, while I understand what they're doing, it does. I don't want to say it doesn't appeal to me, but I think when you go digging into your subconscious, you have to be careful. You may find things there you don't expect, but you also may invent things that really aren't there. I don't know. I avoid it. I'm not really into surrealism. I don't mind the fantasy part of it, like this time thing. I get that. Well, let's see. Salvador Dali, called The Incarnation of the Surrealist Spirit, introduced a new visual vocabulary of limp watches, the persistence of memory. Now, see, I kind of understand that. This I'm not so sure about, these automatic drawings and that. I'm not sure that appeals to me personally, but so I should probably document that it was a major movement back then, though. But it doesn't even talk about the Art Deco. It goes into the Step into the Stars. Spurred by a vision of space travel, a Massachusetts physicist builds the world's first liquid fuel rocket in the 1920s. That was 100 years ago, almost 100 years ago. There's Buck Rogers. Rocketry in Germany. The Life of the Times, 1919 to 29. There's Babe Ruth and Al Capone. Shipwreck Kelly, champion of the 20s sillier sports, perches above a theater in Union City, New Jersey, sitting on a pole. Charles Lindbergh. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Then we get into more of the political. Stalin in Russia. Stalin's terror machine. The rush to industrialization. So I should probably take some of these headlines and then just jot them down in my journal. I'm not going to do that this morning, but I should, because I want my art journal to be about the 1920s. So here we get into 29 to 39. Here's the almanac. That's kind of interesting. So, yeah, let's get on with the stamp carving, huh? Let's see. I got to get my carving out. My carving tools. Uh-oh. I put them way over there. I got to reach. Got to reach. I got them. So we want to, I'm going to carve it on this. And I'm going to use the flapper as a that fly as inspiration. Let's see. I'll move my camera just a little here. Let's zoom in. Come on. One more maybe. And oops. Yeah. Excuse me while I get my camera set here. There, maybe there. Let's move it over a little so you can see it. And I need to be comfortable though. All right. I don't even bother to save the plastic on this. It's too hard to get open. And then I got to open the inner one. They really wrap these erasers up good. I'll have to give them that. And when I went to Walmart the other day, these erasers were all gone. All gone. I'm glad I got what I did when I did. This is the one from that liquidation sale, though. So, let's see. Let's get out my, I needed to sharpen my pencil, and I put my pencil sharpener in another box. I don't know if I'll use that one or not. Let's get the pen. And this one. Okay. So usually the first thing I do is draw around whatever size stamp I'm using, just so I get the area. And I might do that a couple times because I might need to do this more than once. There we go. So, Teresa, I agree, Mary. Some days I don't like being alone with my thoughts. I don't want to explore the subconscious. Yeah, sometimes, well, I don't know. I think the subconscious has a value to us, but when we go, I'm going to say exploring, just to explore, I don't know. I guess I I feel like if I want to explore anything, it'll be my reality. I can figure out my reality here first. So she's fairly tall. Let's just put her here for a minute. She's fairly tall here. I got her feet. Maybe I'll zoom out. Well, I don't want to zoom out. Here, I'll put her this way. So she's got her feet down here. I can just barely see the sole of her feet and her top of her head. So she's fairly tall. And I kind of like that, but I'm going to have to size that for. Let's move my. I don't need all the space on my phone. Let's adjust my camera again here. Am I moving it the right way? No, let's move it the other way. One more there. Now maybe up one. There. Oops. That's too much. Hold it till I adjust my camera here. Let's one and there. For right now, because I want you to see the entire length of the picture as I'm drawing it here. So her feet are kind of here. And they're not going to be, there's not a whole lot of her feet showing. And she's got a fairly long dress, but it's ruffled. So you kind of have to, whatever you're drawing, if you don't have to draw your stamp if you don't have those drawing skills yet. You could go whatever image that you want to carve out. Kind of depends on what you want to do. Now she's got some ruffle coming down here. And her hand, I'm just going to put a little marks there for her hand because she's got her elbow coming out here. Like that. And I probably will not try to get all of her fingers into her hand here. It's too tiny for me to do that. And then she's that fly. She's got a flapper dress on here. So she's got her collar. And it's a long-waisted dress. And just because it's ruffled doesn't mean that it's ragged, Mary. And then she's got another hand that extends out. I'm just going to kind of put it down this way. I'm not sure about that hand. It may need to go up a little higher here. And then she's got these kind of flower, kind of a boa type thing. Like that, going around her head and her shoulders. According to Google, Art Deco hit its peak in 1925, but stayed until the early 30s. Yeah. Now this dress could come out just a little bit more because her hand here is awfully big. I'm going to make her hand a little smaller. And then maybe I can just carve some lines this way. Just make some lines. And it has more ruffle in here is what I want to emphasize. And I don't know if I can put some little nicks here. She doesn't. Yeah, she does have a necklace on. So I'm going to put a necklace on her. This will all be black in here. And these lines will be white. And this comes down this way, and it really gets long in here. And I don't know if I can. Yeah, I kind of like that. Now her head and her neck, she's got a fairly long neck. We'll make her with a longer neck. And let's draw her. She's got one of those scarves around her head. So maybe we can do that. How does that look? And make her feet a little smaller in here. I guess she's got too big of feet. Now, shall I zoom in so that you can actually see? Because I pretty much have done the inspiration. Let's zoom in a little so you can see her better. Plus, plus, plus. It's taking its time for the response time here. There we go. Now, let's go this way. Oops, wrong way. This way. Come on. There. Now you're gonna, oops, it moved back on me. What are you doing? See it, when they take control of my camera, I don't have the same control. I'm gonna write to them about that and say, you take control of my camera and I can't position it like I want. You move it. You move it for me. When I move it, you move it back. Where are you going? Come back. Come back. Come on. All right. Now stay pretty much there. Oops. Jeez. See, I don't have, they grab control. I don't like that. Am I the only one who has a problem with that? It's way off screen. Come on. Let's center it. Let's see if I can center it here. Hit that. Maybe that'll center it. Wow, what are they doing? Where's it at? I'm on my phone. There. Now, move it up. Up. This is horrible slow. Let's see. I'll move my paper. That's better. All right. So this is my stamp right in here. This is my stamp in here, and this is my image right here. Here she is. And I'm not going to mess with my camera, but you can see she's pretty tall. I'm not going to mess with my camera unless they do. All right, so now I got my image here. So what I want to do is take my soft lead pencil, which is getting pretty dull, and my pencil sharpener is, and I'm just going to kind of put some lines there, and then I'll detail it when I get it on the stamp itself. So what you want to do is get that graphite on your design that you want to transfer. And remember, this, when you put it over here, will be reversed. But after you carve it out and stamp it, it'll look like this again, because you'll be going like that. I think that's the way it goes. I could be wrong, though. I'm very often wrong. It reverses it. So get your design pretty well detailed and then cut it out. Yeah. There we go. Now I like to turn my box here, my cigar box, over. It just lifts it up a little higher for me. And I also like when I'm carving on these erasers, I like to take my archival ink pad and turn it upside down because this eraser will fit in this little indentation here. And it kind of gives me a place to block off my eraser. It kind of holds it. You can make and or buy pieces, jig. I don't know if they call them jigs or what. I call it a jig, to where you can place your piece and it'll hold it for you while you're carving. But I just used the back of my stamp thing. So let's go ahead and let's transfer this design just by putting it upside down. Try to get it centered on your eraser to how it'll look good. And then transfer it by that graphite by rubbing on it good. I'm not sure I got enough on there, but usually it's enough for me to go back in and detail it. That's pretty good. And then I just use a black gel pen. I don't use my Dollar General or Dollar Tree pens because these are water soluble and the gel pen stays nicer on here. But when I say detail it, I mean go in and draw it out better so that you can see what you're doing here. Now let's see. Her arm comes, let's start down here with her dress. She's got the pleats. And the big question most people ask is, what do you leave and what do you carve away? So on her, it's going to be different for every stamp. I want her hands and her face to be white. So I'll leave a line here for her face. Now that almost looks like a beard right now. And I want her neck to be white. Let's see, her scarf comes this way almost. Her scarf will be dark, and then these lines here where I'm marking the lines will be cut out white. So the white area I'm carving out, except for on her dress. Yeah, I kind of, for me, because I know where I'm going and what I'm doing, I'm kind of reversing it. Her dress, even though I'm leaving all of her dress white, it's going to be black, and I'll be carving out the lines in here. So while up here I'm leaving the lines and carving out the white, here I'm leaving the white and carving out the lines down here for the black lines I'm carving out. So for me, it's not a constant rule. Even on the same stamp, I'll reverse it depending on what I'm doing, if that makes any sense. Let's give her the rest of her. I kind of have to look here and see what I'm doing. And this is kind of her feather boa. I could actually draw little feathers in there if I wanted, make little lines like that. And I think I will. I kind of like that. Over here too, we'll just kind of make it a feather boa type thing. And then she's got a necklace on. I'm going to give her a big long, she's got a long-waisted dress. So I'm going to draw a line there to say it's long-waisted. And they're kind of straight. I want her to have a little bit of a waist, but the flapper dresses are really kind of straight with all those ruffles on them. Yeah. And this one comes out and it kind of curves like that, but then it kind of curves back in. Yeah. And let's do that feather boa thing here. I don't know how that'll work if I and I can put some little. And then in here, I think I want a kind of a waist, but I want some lines in here. And I got to get her feet in there. Make those a little longer. Her feet I didn't do so good on here. So I think her feet are pointed this way. Her feet, even on the picture, do not show very well. So I'm just going to kind of put them in there like that. And then she's got her other hand comes down this way. Do I like her? Let's that necklace again here. What was the second pencil you used? I used a, you can use any soft lead. This is a 4B. This was a Derwent sketching pencil, but a 2B will work pretty good, but a 4B, a 6B, no, I think this, I'm sorry, this is an 8B. It's kind of hard for me to see that. This was an 8B. This is a really soft lead so that you can get a good graphite on there. And then when you turn it upside down and rub it off, it comes off on that stamping surface really good. You don't want anything like an H. A 2B will work, but it's better to go with a 4B, a 6B, or an 8B pencil. Does that work? Yeah, that's what I get confused. What do you carve? Let's talk about that. Let me draw it out better here. It really depends on what you're sketching. So let's say this is her face here. And you got her lips. And then here's her hat. Let's put a hat on her, turban on her. Let's put a turban on her. And then down here, here's her neck, or a neck of some pretty lady. And we're going to give her some eyebrows here and a nose, and we'll give her some eyes. And then we get down into her dress. Let's give her a long V-neck dress, and let's give her a boa in here. Are you guys seeing this, or am I up too far? Okay, so here's her dress in here. So faces, I think, are kind of hard to carve, especially on a tiny piece like this. But unless you want a dark face, and sometimes you do, but I like to have my faces white. So I'll leave a line here to define the face, but I'll carve all this area out. So in this case, I'm carving out the white. Carving white on face. Because what you carve out won't stamp. And of course, you know, the lips and the eyes and the lines on and the eyebrows, the black lines I leave. But when I get down here to the dress and the boa, now let's give her an arm here too. Let's just give her a couple arms. We'll just put her arms like that. And she needs more of a, this is her boa in here. And then let's say she has a necklace on here, a beaded necklace. So in this case, I want this to be black in here. I want her dress to be dark. So in this case, I'm leaving the dark or the black, and I'm carving out the white. So if I want these necklaces to show, I'll take and I'll carve. I just do a little kind of little nicks in there and lines on her dress here. Even though I put them in black, they're lines, and these are kind of like little white circles for, you know. And also if you wanted a flower, let's just say she has, let's say she's got a flower here, because it's the only place where I haven't scribbled. So in this case, I might want to carve out this flower again and make that white and leave the dark lines. Her turban, I would probably leave it black, you know, and just say I have a flower up on her turban. I might want that to be white. All of this negative space, I carve out. Now, Dee Dee, on her negative space, she'll actually cut this image out, like if she's doing or most of them, not all of them. Let's say she does a bunny rabbit. I'm just going to draw a rabbit here. She'll actually, rather than leave this area, carve it out and leave it, she'll actually come in and cut out her stamp so that it's the shape of the bunny rabbit. But I've been, of course, on this, I carve out, let's see, I started to write negative space, carve negative space out. So as you can see on here, I mix it because I want her face to be white. I carve out this area. I carve it because I could darken all that in and say carve out the black and leave the white, but I just say carve out the white space here. But on her dress, I want the dress to be inked up, so I leave the black in here and carve out the white lines. So I guess you could say, I said I mixed it. I guess you could say I leave the black, but I'm all of this area here where it's inked. Everything you want to ink, you leave. So I'm leaving the black down here, and my lines, I'm carving them out, even though I got to show them. These were really, if I could have white ink on here, I'm carving out the lines, if that makes any sense. So in a sense, I'm leaving the black. That would be true. I'm leaving the black and carving out the white. So I guess I could see where I kind of confused you there, because I got a little off in my own explanation. So you leave the black and carve out the white. But sometimes I'll carve out the black. It just kind of depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I'll actually carve out the black. Like here, I got black lines. I'll be carving that out. If that makes any sense. Because especially on lines, if you want to carve out, if you have a black area, say this is all black, and if you want to carve out, if we want to mark a line in there, let's say we want to carve a line in there, like this, unless you have white ink, say that's all black, you actually carve that out. I think that's what I'm getting at. I probably confused you more. You have to leave the fine lines around the face. I do. Especially because if you don't leave those fine lines around the face, you won't have anything to define it with. And here's the thing, it's really hard to leave delicate lines. It's really hard to leave delicate lines. That's why I like carving with these erasers, because it seems to, I say it's like cutting through butter. See this line on her right here? I'll hold it up a little closer to the camera. That almost looks like a beard to me. I don't want, and as I get to carving it, I'll probably make that line a lot thinner because I don't want her to look like she's got a beard. This in here, like if I put a big thick line around here to define it, which I probably won't, I would carve that out a little bit more. But I don't want her to look like she's got a beard, if that makes any sense. So the general rule, though, is leave your black area, what you want left, and carve out the white area, and carve out the negative space. That's the general rule, I think. I could be wrong. All right, now what I do is what I like to do is go around and take off the edges of my eraser, take off those sharp edges, and I'll just take my carving tool and just kind of go around the edge and remove those sharp edges and just kind of wedge them out a little there. Where her feet hit the bottom of the eraser, I leave that. But I just kind of get rid of that. That's just one thing I do. I'm not saying that's what you should do. I'm just saying that's what I do. I like to smooth out those edges. And I generally do that toward the beginning of my carving. And then I'll take this is a V blade, a V like that, a V blade. And this is the larger one. And then they call this the number 1. And this is a tiny, smaller, more detail V blade. And I'll just carve the general definition of it first, all around. And I need and here's the thing. I think it was I in Laura's stream, Jersey stream, or in Shelley's stream, one or the other. And one gal said she was so afraid of cutting her fingers. Well, if you have a little tool like this, you can buy tools to hold in your stamp. But I use the back of my ink pad because it's got this little recession in here. And always carve away from your fingers. Now, sometimes you'll see me go like this, but when I do that, I try to stay away from my fingers, but I also try to stay careful. So stay away from your fingers when you're carving. Try to keep your finger where you're kind of holding it below your tool, if you can. I don't always do that perfectly. And sometimes when I'm trying to get detail, I don't do it perfectly. Now, I'm carving around the general shape here, but when I want to get those feathery boas in there, I'll come back in and I'll just kind of nick it like that. But right now, I just kind of want to get the general shape here. And another thing to do, and I got this tie on here to hold the box shut, but sometimes when you're carving an area like this, like I'll start here, and instead of moving the tool, I'll move the piece. So let's see if I don't do that all the time, but like I'm going this way now, and then I'll move my piece and if you need to get it in the corner to hold it, I'll move my piece rather than moving the tool. And I'm not perfect at doing that, but generally that helps if you just hold your tool steady and move the piece to make and just the same way as if you were fussy cutting. You know, sometimes when you fussy cut, here you'll move your paper. We'll try to think of that in the same way as if you were carving. So you kind of move your piece like that. And I don't do that all the time. Sometimes I just do what comes naturally to me. I'm going to put this in my journal because I like it. There. All right. But the general rule is darken out. Here I'm saying the general rule. My interpretation of the general rule is you leave the black and carve out the white. However, on here, see that I think this is where I get in. I did not want to dark, even though I'm going to leave this dress here. This dress is all going to be dark. I did not draw in all of her dress in there. I could have taken my ink pen and colored all of this in because I'm going to leave it black. And if you want that general rule of leaving the black, that's where I was saying that sometimes I reverse it. Sometimes I just don't take the time to color all of this in, even though I'm going to leave it black. It's white, but I know in my head I want it black. And if I was following the general rule, I would sit here and color all of this in black. But sometimes I just don't take the time to do that because I know where I'm going with it. There's where I was saying that I do different things. I knew there was a reason there someplace. I think I got her generally. Now, after I kind of outline it with my smaller blade, I went around all of this with my smaller blade. I think I went around it all. Did I get up in there? Yeah, I did. Now I go in and I carve out as much as I can of the negative space with the larger V blade. I've got a larger one. I don't know if there's an even larger. There might be, but I don't have them. So I'm calling this one my larger one. It might be a medium one in the total set of them. I don't know. I call it my larger one. And then I'll go in and I'll start carving out all that negative space just to get it out of there. And you could also use your scoop blade, which is, I don't have that much to scoop out, so I didn't get it out. But this is your scoop blade here. It's a curved blade. And you just scoop it. You kind of shovel it away. But I don't use that one much unless I have a larger stamp. Because it's a larger blade and I sometimes scoop where I don't want to scoop. So now what I'm doing is carving away all this negative space as much as I can. Sometimes I think I get it, but it still inks up for me, and I think that's the way I'm inking my stamp. Let me get carved in here. But I do like carving on these high polymer erasers. It's a nice soft carving material. I say it's like carving butter. And it's easy on the blades too. I've had this one in here forever. I should probably change it. a harder carving material like that rubber gasket or a linoleum, they'll dull your blades pretty fast. And I'm not the expert in it. I'm just telling you what I think. I'm just telling you what I think. You if you carve a lot, you'll figure out things for yourself that, Mary, what is she talking about? You'll be coming over here and telling me, which is okay. Let's see. And you really don't have to carve deep to get a nice line. Sometimes I do, just because same way with I color. I put a lot of color on my page and I carve deep. I think, especially when I'm carving on something where I can't see where I'm going, when I carve deeper, I figure out where I'm at better. But on these erasers, they're so thick anyway. I mean, they're like a 1/2 inch thick. It doesn't matter. But on a 1/8 inch thick piece, you don't have to carve deep on a thinner piece. If your carving material or your eraser or whatever you're using is thinner, one little line, a shallow line, will show up pretty good. But it doesn't have to be a deep line to show up, is what I'm saying. Get our area in here carved out. So I just work on getting all this negative space carved out. Really doesn't take long. I want to carve a gangster too. I won't do that this morning, but I want to carve a man in a suit with a hat and make him a gangster, a 1920s bootlegger gangster. That's where we got a lot of our gangsters, was they were getting not only bootlegging, but when they couldn't sell the liquor, they had to go underground to get it, and that brought out all the riffraff, breaking the rules, speakeasies and everything. Mary's spouting off her history. You're free to correct me anytime you want. All right, let's get in with this in here a little bit more. I didn't get her feet defined like I want. I found that the more I read, the more I don't know, the more I have to learn. Like, I was reading, it amazed me. I've lived in Nebraska most of my life. And, a lot of kids get to visit the state capitol as a part of their school field trips and everything. We never did that. And I was reading about the state capitol because I was reading about 1920s artists and sculptors, and sure enough, the Nebraska state capitol, and it makes me want to go visit. And I have something when I do my borders that I'm going to take inspiration from the Nebraska state capitol building. All right, I've got most of the negative space carved away. Now I want to carve, let's start with the waistline, the long waistline here. I think I'm going to make her beads kind of come way down here. But I still, yeah, I think I'll do the long waistline, and I'm just doing a line across her waist. I made it kind of a V there. I wanted it more curved. A V is okay, I guess. Go that way. Make that one a little more curved. And then I got these ruffles in here. I'm just going to make some lines for the ruffles. And here I'm just kind of doing my own thing, even though I put detail in there. And I'm not sure you can see all those lines. I guess you can as I'm carving them. I'm carving some little ruffle lines in here. And then in here too, this one comes down a little bit more. Kind of like that. And let's put a line in here and a line in there. Now see, this is because I went in there and kind of lightly shaded it with my pen, with my pencil. But generally I would not shade all of that in, but I'm leaving it black anyway. I want it to be black and I want those lines to be white. But I did not, I guess my pattern blew away. I don't know what happened to my pattern here. It blew away. Oh well, it's gone. It probably went over the cliff. Generally, I do not take the time to shade all of this in. I know where I want to go with it, so I don't do that. Let's put some ruffly lines in, some more ruffle lines in here. Kind of down there. And then this one kind of comes down longer. And I'll probably have to adjust those. I'll probably have to adjust her feet. I don't think I got her feet in there too good. Once I stamp it up and can see where I'm going. So let's get her body in there and her arms a little better. And I know once you start carving, you'll figure this all out. You'll figure out what you want to do and what you don't. Now, let's do her turban. Let's do her turban, kind of defines her face. And I'm going to leave her face. I'm not going to try to carve in her face because that's too tiny to try to get eyes and lips and all of that. So her neckline and her face, I'm going to carve out. Let's carve her neck first. But I also want to leave that line in there. I want to leave that line so it gets a little delicate. I need a little bit of a line. And when I'm alone, I get it right up to my face. When I'm doing this, I can't get it up to my face in the same way. But there's a line, right? I need a pointing tool. There's a line right there on her neck that I want to leave to define it, and a line on the underneath of her face, but I don't want this line to be so thick. And I'm not always the best with it. I'm not always the best. It takes practice. But if you're going to practice, and if you can get a hold of these Pentel erasers, that's what I would recommend you start carving with, because it's so easy to carve. And I have to tell you, once you start doing something like this, you'll figure it out as you go. You'll figure it out as you go. And the face may not look like anything until you print it, until you stamp it off, and then it may look better than you expect. Okay, now I'm going to do this line around her face. And usually I have to do that 2 or 3 times because I get it too thick sometimes, and I don't like it so thick. Or I'll notch it where I don't want to notch it. I don't want it to look like she's got a beard. And that's probably how it is right now. It gets a little delicate, but if you go slow, and you'll make mistakes. I carved out Penelope's right eye. I draw her in every time I stamp her off. I draw back in her eyes because I love the stamp, but I goofed on her eyes. But that doesn't mean you can't draw it back in, still use it. Yeah, it's a little bit thick there in it. I'll tell you, there's some beautiful stamp carving going on out there among even in our groups. G Brody does wonderful stamps. And I get this corner off here, it's bugging me. Now let's put some lines in our turban here. Let's put a line up there. Let's put some lines there. And let's kind of define her hand a little in here. And let's see, let's put some notches in here for her. And I usually have a little bit of trouble doing that because I'm just going to kind of nick it for her. That may be too much for her necklace. I'm getting more lines than actual circles. And I want to do her feather, kind of a feathery boa here. So I'm going to take my little V blade and just nick it out at the edges here, like you would a cat fur almost. And I'm thinking a feathery boa, not a fur coat. That it might look like a fur coat by the time I'm done. Now, if you were making her bigger, you could detail this more and put in the beads and their face and all of that. But this is a pretty small stamp to get a full-sized figure on it. I think I'm just about ready to, let's put a line in there, maybe some nicks in here. I am just about ready to. The only thing I'm not happy with is her necklace. We'll see how that prints off. Let's do a stamp off. See how she looks. Let's do a stamp off. And I do that in my art journal. And I was saving all these little shavings so I could melt them. I quit doing that. I melted them down with my heat gun and pressed them together. Made me a texture stamp, a little one. That was fun to do, but I'm not going to do that all the time. I just throw them away, throw my shavings away. You can. I don't know if Speedy Carve will do that, but this polymer eraser will melt if they get it up to the heat gun. All right, let's stamp her off. Woo! So I stamp her right in here, see what she's going to look like here. And move my coffee cup. Scissors. There, you can see it. I'll stamp her off in here and see how she stamps off. I'll have to clean her up a little, I'm sure. I don't know. She's looking pretty good. I'd like to know who sent me that picture, that card, my crafty angel. I asked one person that I thought might be it, but she said no. I'm pretty happy with her. What I want to do at this point, after you stamp her off and everything, you want to go back in and look at the detail and what I want. Her feet here. Her feet need a little bit more defining. I need to clean out her arms. They're black. I guess I could leave them black. There's an area in here I don't like. Maybe put some detail lines in the dress. Put some more nicks in there. I'm pretty happy with the boa. I might put a line in there. Maybe this is pretty round. Maybe I'll feather that out a little bit more. Feather this out a little bit more. Her necklace did not show I wanted like little round beads, but I didn't get that done. I'm going to leave this area alone. I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'll try to carve out her hands a little to make them white. I don't think I'll do that on the feet though. So you kind of have to evaluate your stamp. Can you guys see that? I'm looking on my little phone. I guess you can see it. Oh, I got it in front of me. I can't. You see it perfectly? Yeah, it's pretty small. This is just about an inch by 2.5, I think, inches. 2 3/4 inches by an inch. It's pretty small. Let's go ahead and clean her up a little bit more. Let's see. I don't know. Her hands, let's try. I might goof it up. Because, see, you want to leave the white, just like on her face. You want to leave that line. This is a little bit of a thick line, but I might try to thin it down just a little, but not too much more. But I need how I carved this out. I want more in here. Am I buffering? Am I buffering? Silly YouTube. Are we back? Okay. I was working on her hands. I was working on getting her hands defined a little better. This part doesn't want to carve out, and it wants to be stubborn. There. And not much of this negative space showed through. I did pretty good on that. I think what I want to do is, I was working on this area in here. I was giving this some feathery. Keep your hands out of the way of your blade. And I have to tell you, even if you do slip, unless you're using a lot of pressure, you might kind of nick yourself, but you aren't going to kill yourself if it slips. But it might hurt a little, but you'll probably drop it before that happens. Now, I think I want to put down in here, I think I want to make this a little more, some more lines in here. Maybe a line in there. And I think I wanted to, let's try to round her head off a little here. A line in her turban here. Now, let's see if I can't clean this up just a teensy bit. I don't know if I'm actually accomplishing that. I think I'll leave that. Let's put a little feather in here. Maybe right in. How do we want to do that in here? Let's stamp her off again, see if she's improved any. Oops. Yeah, silly YouTube. Hi, Ray. Good morning, Ray. Google says they wore T-straps. Pumps. Oh, T-strap pumps down here on her shoes. Thank you. We'll give her a, try to give her a T, meaning like, a T meaning like, here's her shoe, kind of like that. Yeah. T-strap. Okay. Let it have something around the ankle and then kind of coming off onto the foot like that, maybe. Probably pointy, not real pointy, but blunt pointy. Oh, pumps, T-strap pumps. So around the ankle, let's draw a foot like this. I bet it came down more though. Let's give her 2 and maybe a strap like that. I don't know if I can do all of that on my little foot. Probably something like that. Some were ankle, but pretty basic shoes for such fancy dresses. Well, let's see what I can do. I think I can get sort of a T in there. Let's define her. Her feet are pretty tiny. Her feet are pretty tiny, but that may be an advantage in wanting to put a strap around it. Let's see. I mean, I don't know what I mean. Let's just put a little nick there, if I can, and maybe like that. Yeah, I don't know. We got the T in there. Excuse me, I'm laughing. Let's get this carved out a little more. There. I think that's pretty good. We'll see how that carves out, how that stamps off. Let's stamp her off. So I cleaned, here's what I did. I gave her some more, I I need to do this a little bit more in here. I gave her some more feathery. Come at it this way. Yeah, carve that off. I gave her more feathers in here. I tried to clean out her face a little bit more. I gave her another line on her turban. I cleaned out her hands. I put some more lines in her dress, and we gave her little T's on her shoes. Really, her feet should be carved out a little, but I think I'll just leave it for now. Let's stamp it off and see what she looks like. Let's see what she looks like. I'll stamp her on here, and then I'll stamp her on a whiter paper. Ooh, I like her. Now I got a line in there from the map. Let's stamp her on a white paper. I like her. I'm pretty happy with her. Let's go to a map page. Now I'm filling up my journal. I'm gonna put the I'm gonna do another painting. I wanted to do a gangster with a hat in this style, and Janet sent me Babyface Nelson, and I'm gonna do him over here. I'm kind of saving that page for that. Here, maybe. Wait a minute. Let's get clean out her face a little here. I have to get this up to my nose. Alrighty, let's try to stamp it off, see what happens here. Did Lynn work it? Hi, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn, for the rebel label, the rebel bling, the bling rebel word. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. Be careful on the way to work and have a good day, Susan says. Oh, I like her quite a bit. Now this, I think this is more of an inking error in there. Let's stamp her off again. I just didn't get her stamped good in there. That's more of an inking thing. Stamp her off good. I wish I knew who my crafty angel was. She inspired this stamp. Aw, thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Susan. Oh, wow. I'm happy with her. I'm not happy with this area right here, but I don't know if I can improve it any. I could maybe nick it out a little more. make it not quite so square. I'm afraid to do too much more to it. Thank you, Deborah. Hi, Roesta. And I know I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, but that's how I see it. All right, let's try her one more time here. See if I improved on that arm any. I might have messed it up altogether. Oh, I like it better. I kind of roughed up the area around it. I could do it a little bit more. Where's my? A little bit more in here. Just kind of rough it up a little in there. All righty. I am happy with the flapper stamp. How fun that was. Look at her. I love her. I love her. Let's document it. 1920s flapper stamp. Now I want to do a gangster, or maybe not a gangster so much as a man with a hat and a dark striped suit. I am happy with it. This is, I'm going to call this, well, really, this isn't my first impression. Number 3. My first impression is over here. Somewhere. This was the first impression. Or was it that one? No, it's this one. First impression. And I don't know what day I did those sunflowers. I'm going to date this 8/14. Yeah. Let's get rid of some of these. Clear those out. 8/14/19 flapper. And that was first impression and second. And then you get over to these. Somewhere. Oh, I want to do more now. I want to do more. So this area I worked on, and then I worked on this area, and I'm going to leave her like that. All righty. Let's zoom out again here. Doop, doop, doop. Is that enough? One more. All right. That was just fun. That was just fun. So now, let's put my tools away so I'll have them when I need them. And my ink pen. And is my pencil in there? Yeah. I need to, I don't know what happened to my stamp. I mean, to my, let's put, this is the other one that I did. It'll show up here, and when I find it, I'll put it in here. I'm going to put this one in, the dancer. Let's put my tools over here. Get them out of my way. Let's put her on here. Oh, meal mile. I had got that catalog out for gluing, and I don't know what I did with it. maybe stuck in my book someplace, but I'll probably have to glue this better. I'm going to put this in here because I was talking about carving out. So the general rule is to carve away the white and leave the black. But sometimes when I'm carving, when I'm actually defining my design, like I colored all that in black. Sometimes my black area, I will leave white when I'm carving it, but I know I really want it black. So in that sense, I'll leave the white, if that makes any sense. So I kind of mix it up depending on what I'm doing. But generally, you carve away white and or negative space. Like I guess you could call her face negative. But because I need to, on here, because I need a line to define where her face ends, I have a line there that I leave. And generally, you leave the black area or blank, black or dark area. But here again, this is where I say sometimes I will leave the area I want to stamp off white and not carve it away. And I do that generally because I don't want to color large spaces in. I don't need to color in or darken large areas. I just know, I know not to carve. And I just have a feeling as you get the carving, you'll figure that out for yourself. So sometimes I mix these, if that makes any sense. But here, most of the time, in fact, 90% of the time, probably 100% of the time, what I want to carve away in here would be white. And I would carve all this negative space away. I know that's kind of hard to understand, but I think you would see it if you were carving. I'm loving my little flapper. In fact, I'm thinking I want more lines in here. I'm thinking I want to put a few more lines in. Let's do it now because I want to stamp off with it later. This needs to be a little more gauzy, lacy to me, or I want some lines in here. Just little delicate lines. And maybe a better line in, oops, that's a big line. There, I think just as I looked, I saw a big black area there, and I just carved out just a little bit of the lines in there just to make it a little more like a flapper dress. All right, I'm not going to do any more to it, I promise. I'm happy with her. I really am happy with her. And thank you again, Crafty Angel. for sending me this beautiful, beautiful card. I'm just in love with that card. So let's go ahead and put her in my journal. Let's go ahead and do the happy pages. What time is it? We got time. Because she didn't write on the back. I'm so happy that she did not write on the back. I can tape this down and it just fits in here. It just fits. And I'm going to leave a pocket in here. I could tape it over here. I think I will. Tape it over here so that my things will fit in here. If I fit them in here, they tend to wrinkle up. So, let's see. And then it'll open. I like it opening this way rather than this way, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to tape it along the fold. And I'm going to use my full 1/2 inch here, except for on this one corner. Tape it along the fold. There. And there. I don't think I want this to maybe right about in there. Yeah. Oh, I have to laugh. I still have to dig out my bone folder. Fell in between my desk and the cart that I have my laptop on. I got to pull that out and pick up everything. I think that's probably where my ruler is too. Let's do Aunt Beck's trick here. I call this Aunt Beck's trick. Hi, Violet. Good morning. Thinking if you carve away the outline, what you want to see white for me. Well, you try it, Sue, and find out. Here's the thing. You do what works for you. That's the thing. You do what works for you. Yeah, I'm using my big old hunkin', or I want to use my big old hunkin' thing of glue, but the cap isn't coming open for me. Come on. There. No, it's not. I might be getting out the other one here pretty soon. There it goes. And I put glue around here, around the edges of my tape. When it dries, it will prevent whatever I put in here from sticking to, hopefully, prevent it from sticking to the tape. That's a card making trick or a art journaling trick. Just like that. Now, I'm not going to put it clear in. I'm going to put it right about in. Right about there. It comes out just a little, but that's okay. Now, let's take out the tape. Take that down. Take that down. I love her. I love it. And see, it'll open up this way. Now, I got blue paint on here. I'm going to leave it that way, though. Now I can put, I was going to put these. I can put the letters. I want the notes and the letters to go in here. Like this. Just like that. And these, I just love these. These, I'm not sure. I might put these. I got so much going on in there. These might go on a different page. I think I'll put this inside. I don't want to mess it up. Let's, Penelope, come help me. I just want a hole in here. Put this needle back. Now I want to make some flapper paper dolls too. But I'm not going to do that this morning. There you get a drink of my coffee here. Tastes good. And I think I'll just take this down at the top, right here, so it will lift up. I might want to put something underneath of it later. Now I can bring this card out a little more. There. Now these, I'm not ready to use these yet. Aunt Beth comes on at tonight. And remember, she's changed her time to 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. And she'll be doing borders again. She did these borders last week. She did borders. Maybe that's what I'll do next. Let's take these and let's put them inside the sack. I'm not quite ready to use them yet. We'll just put them, we'll tuck them in there, keep them. And I got some tape. finding it off here. There. So this is my card. I might put something in here, but not right now. I probably need a paper clip on it to hold it shut. Oh, let's put a bobby pin. Oh, where was that feather? I saw that. What did I do with that feather? I had a feather out here. Well, it's not here now. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, I tucked it in that envelope. Let's get it out. It's right here at the top. What did I do with it? Well, I can't find it, but let's grab a feather here. Let's put a feather on the bobby pin. No, just a minute here. I gotta get stuff out. Hold the phone. Now, where did it go? I can never find stuff when I want it. So I'm still organizing. I'm still organizing. All right. I need a bobby pin. Let's grab one of these larger ones. I want to put that feather on this bobby pin. I might have to let it dry a little. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip it on this way, and it will have a feather. But I'm going to leave that bobby pin there for now to hold it. I'm going to close up my journal. Oh, there's my dancer. Let's put my dancer in here. That's how I work. Let's put my dancer in here. Let's put her right there. And when I find my flapper, she's here someplace. When I find my flapper, I'll put her in here too. Put my dancer. My sunflower will have to go here too. Okay. So I don't want my feather to blow away. So let's get on another bobby pin. Get out my glossy accents. I don't know. Hopefully this will work. And hold the phone. I need 10 hands. Piece of paper. Now, if I'm real careful, what I'm going to try to do, this feather kind of bends. I'm going to let it bend. I'm just going to run a stream of glossy accent here and carefully try to put my bobby pin on it. We'll see if that works. The feather blows away. Hold still. Get my needle out of my glossy accents here. Maybe I should put some wax paper down. I don't want my feather to stick to that paper. This will be the back. Let's get it going here. Now, hopefully, yeah, I need a piece of paper again. Hopefully, I won't glue the bobby pin shut. Let's take it off. I might mess this up. I hope not. I don't want to glue the bobby pin shut. I need 10 hands, please. Yeah, I think that's going to work. It might be a little, we'll see. We'll see how that works. I might get some blue paper on the bottom of this, but that's okay. I want it to, we'll see how that works. I'm going to let that dry. What else was I going to do today? Let's see what you guys are saying to me. Hi, Nancy. Lots of Susans today. Deborah's in the house. Ray is here. Where are Penelope and Pierre when you need them? They ran off together. You know what I want to do? I was thinking about that. When I make those flapper dolls, I want to make a Penelope flapper doll. And it'll be a two-dimensional paper doll. But it'll be a Penelope one. And I'll make Pierre the gangster. Oh. Hi, Susan. Hi, Susan. Hi, Os. Good morning. Good morning. Are you getting ready to go to work? Today is Wednesday. I'll bet you are. Thanks for peeking in. Oh, Susan, I carved a flapper stamp. Let me stamp this off. Show Susan. I carved a flapper stamp for the 1920s. My flapper stamp here. I have to show it to Susan. Hopefully this will stamp off good. Yeah, she stamped off pretty good. My flapper stamp. I carved her this morning. I want to do a gangster or a 1920s man. He doesn't have to be a gangster, even though there were gangsters back then. Penelope flapper doll would be cute, wouldn't it? Have a great day at work, Susan. Thanks for peeking in. Aw, thank you, Nancy. Actually, all you have to do is talk your way through. I didn't lose it. Oh, here it is. It's down here on the floor. Let me reach for it. No, that's not it. That's just a piece of tape thing, release paper. I lost my little drawing. It flew away. It flew away because I have the fan on. Oh, thank you, Susan. You are too. I know that you're busy at work. I know you're busy at work, so you don't get to do as much as what you've done before, but I love your collaging and your mixed media art and your Bible art journaling. Her shoes came out good. Little T-shoes. We're working on them. We're working on them. Hi, Journey. Oh, thank you. Somebody sent me this beautiful, this flapper stamp. This flapper stamp was inspired by this. Now, she's got a bobby pin here to keep the card closed. Let me take the bobby pin out. Somebody sent me this wonderful picture of a flapper. And she said, oh, I tried to make a card. Maybe you can use it in your journal. And I'm going, maybe I can. And when I say somebody, she just said your crafty angel. Was that you, Susan Hiles? Did you used to live in New Jersey 40 years ago? Somebody who lived in someplace in New Jersey 40 years ago. And she said, well, she didn't want me to figure out who it was because then I would feel obligated. I'd feel obligated anyway. I wish I knew who sent me this. And look, it's graphic 45 on the inside. Graphic 45 paper in this inside the Jazz Age. And then I made a pocket out of it, and then I put all the notes in there for the Happy Mail. And then on the back, I got you can't see the back here. Let me get it. On the back, I have Petals and Dreams sent me this. Joshua 1:5, no one will be able to stand against you as long as you live. I will be with you. The Lord is talking to Joshua there. After Moses passed away or went away, he climbed up a mountain. Nobody saw him again. I will be with you just as I was with Moses. So she copied that verse. I will not leave you or abandon you. Petals sent me this. And it's got a lighthouse on one of those jar labels. And then she sent me this beautiful card. Butterflies and moths. She stamped on the back. Just beautiful. I'm not going to mess that up. I'm putting it inside. So thank you. Oh, Petals sent, everybody sent, and Lynn J sent me this Rebel. Susan, you may not know because you probably don't watch all the Pick 10 videos, but sometimes I'll get a prompt that I don't like. So I say, I rebel. So Lynn sent me this Rebel bling here. I love it. Let's get back to chat, see what you guys are saying. Yeah. You guys are so good to me. Sometimes, question, Susan says. Journey came in. Good morning, Journey. Ray is here. Artsy wannabe Nancy. I'm just going to call her Artsy Nancy. River City is in the house. Ray is here. You have a great day at work, Susan. I don't want to keep you if you need to get going. Rhonda, are you still in here? Rhonda Weinstead? You all, if Rhonda's still here, she came in at 6:50. I don't know if she's still in here. She is doing a wonderful idea journal. I bought a cookbook, Rhonda, that I want to follow along with you, but I have so many projects going on. I got as far as getting the cookbook. Rhonda has a group, and she does beautiful art journals and art journaling and fabric work and sewing. It just takes my breath away. Rhonda without the H. It's RONDA WINSTEAD. Is she still here? Did she answer me? She might have left. Violet's in the house. Good morning, Violet. Good morning. Violet's from Wisconsin. I wish I still lived up that way, Violet. We would go urban sketching. Violet attends quite a bit of our streams. Aunt Beck's and Lisa's and Tanya's. All right. I was going to do something else this morning. I don't know what it was. It wasn't the flapper doll. It was something quick and easy. I can't remember. I don't have much time left because Dee Dee is going to come in on at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. Aunt Beck will be on tonight she changed her time, Aunt Beck's Creation. She changed it to 8 Eastern. And we're going to work on week 9 of our, where's your list? I didn't make a list for this morning, and the list I did for last Friday night doesn't really apply. Where did I put it? It was, I don't even know. Was last Friday the 9th? Yeah. I was going to do a mobster page. And this was for my marathon, and I don't want to get into the marathon. I need to work on my triangle book because that's coming up next Tuesday. What did I do with it? I have it. I don't know what I did with my triangle book. I think I put it across the way here. Well, you know what? Let's do, since I don't have a whole lot of time left, let's do some glue booking in here. I'm going to leave my flapper out. Mary, did you ever get a blender to make paper? No, but thank you for reminding me. That's one thing I want to do. I want to get a blender. And I might even look for a little toaster oven to do some sculpey work. If you've ever watched, oh no, I can't remember her name again. The lady that does all those stencils. Not Meridel Abrams, but the other one. I keep forgetting her name. Help me. I can't remember her name. She does all those beautiful stencils, and she does watercoloring. She makes her own watercolors. But she was making Patty Tolly Parrish, yes. Why can I not remember that lady's name? I can't remember her name. Let's do some more glue booking in here. I tore that one glue book out to do that one page out to, this is, this book I got at the library for free. And I used quotes out of it for my bank book and pages out of it, the bank book mini journal that we did. And then these pages are so brittle that I could just start tearing the margins off. So what I have here is an old book that I'm using as a glue book. Let's see, I got my fussy cuts. Let's do that because that'll take me to the end of the hour, the half hour here. Teresa went to get coffee. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl, I carved a flapper stamp. Look at my flapper stamp, Cheryl. I'm so proud of her. I'm like a little kid. Look, Mommy, what I did. You carved a flapper stamp. Now I want to do more. All right, let's get my glue out. Let's do some glue booking in here. Let's see. I have some fussy cut images that I want to use up. Some of them are too big. And look at this little cartoon, the little family circus. I'm going to save this for my September art journal. It's a little Billy there. He's saying, which card shall I send to Grandma? The moonlight one or the one with the lady on the beach? The postcards. I'm saving that for in September. My theme is going to be postcards. So I'm saving him for that. let's do some glue. Like I said, some of these are going to be too big, but I should be able to find some to fit in there. Call of the Wild. I got horses. That'll fit. Look at these raccoons. Little apple face doll made out of, well, that could be stuffed out of a nylon stocking. The question is not what you look at, but what you see. And this could probably fit in there. Let me set these above here because I'll probably use these. I need to audition these as I go. She would fit in there somehow, like this maybe. I might be able to use her. Look at she's baking cookies. I'll save her for another time. Textiles and linens. Happiness is an inside job. Bless this home with love and laughter. This will fit in there. This was just kitchen items. Raccoons are too big. Oh, history lessons. Here, she fits. She fits pretty good. And here's a mug of something. I don't know what that says. It looks like he's trying to break a stack of sticks there. You know how they say one stick will break pretty easy, 2 is a little harder, but 3 is really hard. That looks like that tail being illustrated. I'll save that one. This one will fit. Kendra, what did Kendra say? My hubby found me a picture album full of postcards yesterday. Oh, wow, Kendra, that's cool. Neat. Journey, I've been to channels like that. Let's see, what did Journey say? Journey, you guys are so sweet. I visited a channel this week. No one even said hi. Oh. Yeah, some of them, they get busy. Sometimes I get busy, and I feel so bad. I'll go back and read my chat, and somebody will come in and say hello, and nobody responds to her, and I've completely missed it. I should probably put this on live chat, too. And I feel so bad because, you know, you feel like you're being ignored. That one's a little big. This guy, he's creepy. He'll go in here. And then a bird. And stretch it, stick it. I'll take mine black with no sugar. Obviously, that's for coffee. I got some little pictures here. I don't know what that... Oh, that was a little watering can. I might be able to get him on there. I'm just kind of auditioning to... These obviously will fit. To see what I can put in this book. There's the Wells Fargo. The Mill Coffee. Oh, here. I'll take mine black. Where was I'll take mine black? Where was that? Here. Well, this will go with this coffee ad. Those two will go together. This came on we get a rural Nebraska electric magazine. I think that's what this came on. Can't remember, but it was a crane. We get all the cranes in Nebraska. Sandhill crane, or not sandhill, whooping cranes. That's an Easter. Got some colonial things here. Some more deer up on the mountain. Some of these will fit really good. I can fill this glue book. This one I saved. Let's zoom in just a little for you. You guys can't see this too well. I'm sitting here yakking away. Let's zoom in one. Did it zoom? One more? There. There, that's a little better. Oops, that might be too much. This one I saved because this is an old general store, I think. This is how I picture the shelving in the TheMeriAtelier. They have all those, they have all those oak shelves like that. And then down in here, they'll have drawers, banks of drawers down in here. And there's a department store that my mom used to take us to. I think it was that old Montgomery Ward's. No, I don't know if the Montgomery Wards had them. There was a department store that my mom would take us to that had all these beautiful old oak wooden shelves in there. And then they had just a whole wall of them and a whole wall of drawers and everything. And that's how I visualize the inside of the TheMeriAtelier with those shelving, that shelving and those old oak drawers. That's why I saved that out. I'm not going to paste that in. Here's a postcard for my journal in September. A lot of this stuff will fit. This guy, he's a little too tall. And she's too tall. They'll go in other journals. I could put that across this way. We'll save that out. Most of this stuff will fit. Road trip. I got some flags, some banners. Quiet, please. Flapper stamp is sweet. Thank you, Cheryl. Kendra, Journey, that's so sad. Sometimes I know I get busy working and forget to look up at chat. Yeah. I know, I'm like that too. There are 15 people talking and at least one saw you. You must have been talking to Journey. There's some rabbits. I love this one. They're afraid of something. Banners, Galardia, what we love. I love this picture, but she's a little bit too big for this. Well, I guess I could put her on, but I'll save her for another piece. Those are kind of Christmassy anyway. Flowers, sort of, I guess. I might. And here's a stained glass. Those. All right, let's see. Oh, there's more. There's a few more. There's a few more. I'm just sorting out. The rest is insurance papers. You don't want to see those. I'm thinking about getting life insurance policy. So if something happens to me, my brother won't have to bury me. I had all that when I worked, but when you don't work anymore, you don't have those benefits unless you have the switch over that COBRA, and I never did that because I was out of a job and blah, 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 blah. But now I can take some of it out of my Social Security, and I don't want my brother to be burdened with my burial. Oh, these are too big. These are words. Words. Look, I got some money. I got some money. The realist. The realist. A kiss can change everything. I might save that out. Blaze new trials. Here's from what I was doing the other day. Got me a pistachio man. He came on the pistachio nut advertisement. I'm going to save that. All right, I'm about done here. Wake up with more energy. Cinnamon. All right, let's do something, Mary. Now what? Let's put the books over here. Smart fixes for life's little disasters. That came out of something. Let's see. No. I want something to go with the books. The money kind of goes. The realist. Oh, I like this. Now what? Now I need something creepy over here, though. What's creepy? Oh, this. I love it. I love it. Let's tear it, though. It feels like 2 pages. I think somebody sent this to me. This feels like it's been glued together. I think somebody sent this to me in Happy Mail. I don't remember tearing this out. I might have. Hi, Petals. Good morning. Petals. I did a flapper stamp. I've been showing off my flapper stamp. Ooh, where is she? Where did I stamp her off at? Well, you might just hear Petals look at my flapper stamp. I might just carve another one of those. Maybe I'll carve one. Well, I don't want to commit to anything now. We'll just kind of keep that in my back of my head. If I commit, then I won't do it. But if I do it spontaneously when I find a moment, then I'll probably get it done. So just ignore everything I'm talking about. I had a thought. Just ignore what I said. Ooh, let's put this here. Somehow. Over here, like this. No, I don't like that. Over here, like that. I like that better. If I put it there, it'll block the view. Now, Petals is saying good morning to everybody. Cheryl says, we'll be glad Pierre will be back the morning for safety. Keep the lights on. Your Pierre. You're talking about your Pierre. Let's put. I want to put some red wash on here. And it is washy. Ooh, is that torn? It is. This may not be the page to do this on. Let's dry this off and go to another page. I didn't realize that this was torn here. Let's dry this fast and go to another page. Over here. Oh, I got 5 minutes to do this. I got 5 minutes to do this. It shouldn't take me that long. I'll just do the one here, the creepy one. The now what page one. Dee Dee's going to come on. She's probably already out there talking, saying good morning. This paint is really juicy. I do think that when it gets hot, I think this paint kind of gets juicier. But it's really transparent too. So if you want to go watch Dee Dee, if you see her on, it won't hurt my feelings if I'm not quite done here. I'm going to watch Dee Dee. I usually lurk. Oh, I'll say good morning, but I don't want to. When I go into Dee Dee's, I feel like I draw the attention away from what she's doing. What was she doing the other morning? She was doing a pick 10. She was doing prompts. It was so fun to watch her. All right, let's try this really fast. Good thing craft paint dries pretty fast. And then, ooh, my paintbrush is wet though. It's red. Let's get that washed out pretty quick here. Now I'm going to get out my glue. I'll put all these in a little envelope, a smaller envelope, to do more glue booking if I want. I want to. And Dee Dee says to put glue on the base of what you're doing. And I don't mind if it goes off on my page. Glue on the back. Glue on the base. Ew. Oh, he's cute. I don't know if that's red paint or what. I'm not sure what those are. Yeah, I need to kind of smooth him out a little. Get the air bubbles out if I can. And let's put this down next, right in here, I think. It's kind of working fast here. Right in there. And I love them. I love them. Time gets away from me. Time gets away from me. Where's my now what? That really, I'm going to take off the smart fixes part. Smart fixes for life little disasters. That doesn't really fit the scary monster here. And I'm doing this faster than what? There we go. Now what? So we did this. I carved my stamp. And we put the Happy Mail in here. Like that. Yay. Yay. Push it up a little. And my two. Let's zoom out. All right. Dee Dee, go watch Dee Dee Willingham. Dee Dee Willingham will probably be on. Yeah, we don't know which Pierre we're talking about. It took me for the longest time to figure out Cheryl has a Pierre. Isn't that neat? It's really a card. It's not a postcard, it's a card. It opens up. It opens up and it's graphic 45 paper. I love it. And I based that stamp off of it. I based this stamp off of it. So thank you all. Thank you all for coming in. I really appreciate it. Thank you for spending my Wednesday morning with me. Go watch Dee Dee. Have a great day, and if you have some time, do some art. Bye, everybody. It may take a minute for my stream to end. I've been having trouble getting my streams turned off on this browser lately. So if you don't see me close out right away, I'm waiting for response time on my browser. So have a great day, everybody. Go do some art. Go watch Dee Dee. Bye.